Live from tape, pre-recorded at our studios in Austin, Texas and Portland, Oregon, it's Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. Hey everyone, I'm the Ben of that.
And I'm the Lesley. This is a twice-monthly podcast about television, genre, and storytelling, in which we watch an episode of a show and explore the history of television one episode at a time.
If you're just now joining us, we're talking about Fargo, the 2014 FX anthology series based off of the 1996 Coen Brothers movie of the same name. Each season of Fargo tells a separate but ultimately connected crime story in what I'm calling the North Dakota cinematic universe. The first season takes place in Bemidji, Minnesota, and tells the story of an insurance salesman named Lester Nygaard, whose life unravels when his decision to murder his wife connects him with a string of unrelated murders involving a local crime syndicate.
The show itself is only faintly connected to the 1996 Fargo movie, but it shares many comedy and drama sensibilities with the movie and other Coen Brothers films, borrowing some of their writing techniques around character building, including Fargo's famous red herring character interactions. The show also features Fargo, the movie's Fargo, opening framing device of, "This is a true story. The events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota in 1987. At the request of the survivors, the names have been changed, and out of respect for the dead, the rest has been told exactly as it occurred. Except it's Bemidji and it's 2006.
And in both cases, that's not true.
Yeah, right. It's all bullshit.
The events of 1996 Fargo did not happen, and definitely this TV series did not happen. For a while, people thought it did. The original Fargo movie. But no, it did not. There is no gold buried on the side of the highway or whatever happens in that movie.
It was cash. It was cash.
Cash.
And well, and they call back to that too in the show. Mm-hmm. But neither here nor there.
Gold? Why did I say gold? Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Pulp Fiction with the briefcase.
Yep.
It's a movie around the same period of time.
Crimes and stuff.
Crimes, but also specifically, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God! When it's the name of a plot hook everyone's trying to get, a MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin.
There we go. My God. Joel and Ethan Coen serve as the executive producers of the show, known for directing offbeat movies about the peculiar choices of peculiar people. They're the brains behind The Big Lebowski, No Country for Old Men, Barton Fink, Raising Arizona, etc., etc., etc. Ethan Coen has recently announced that he's done making movies shortly after his brother Joel completed The Tragedy of Macbeth for Apple TV. Lesley, I do have a quick question before we get into the meat of the episode. You like those Coen Brothers?
Yeah, I like those Coen Brothers.
Me the fuck too.
You like those Coen Brothers? You like those Coen Brothers?
I do. Hey, look, it's a bummer they're not going to be working together anymore, but they made like 25 really good movies over the course of 30 years. Yeah. I mean, plenty of people never do that.
It's fine. Go forth and live your truth, Ethan Coen.
Yeah, we had them while they lasted, and they put out some damn good work.
They really did.
Do you have a favorite, incidentally?
That's a really good question. I like so many of their movies. Gosh, wow, you're really putting me on the spot. I guess in terms of sheer comfort, I would have to go with The Big Lebowski.
It's a real gem, isn't it?
In terms of just sheer comfort watching, I would have to go with that one. Simple Man is really good.
Serious Man?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
A Serious Man is my...
What? That's your favorite?
A Serious Man is my favorite. It's
your favorite one?
It is, I think, in order for me, it's A Serious Man, No Country for Old Men, and then Hail Caesar.
Oh, Hail Caesar was really good too. They're all really good.
They're all really good is the problem. I had to list like a couple examples here, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to leave out True Grit.
Yeah, and and Miller's Crossing was incredible as well.
That is actually
absolutely
one of the two I haven't seen.
Oh, well, you should watch it. It's really, really, really good. Oh, wait. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? That one's really up there. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou is up there. You know what? This is just going to devolve into us just listing all of their films if we don't.
We thought you was a toad. was going to say, along the lines of The Big Lebowski, I'm currently reading Inherent Vice, which very much a similar vibe of a stone dude stumbling through Los Angeles, trying to figure out a bigger mystery around him.
Just oopsie doodling his way through life.
Anywho, I love them. Actually, I guess talking about the history of my exposure to them, I saw True Grit when it came out in theaters, like 12, 13 years ago. That was like 2010, I think.
Fun story about True Grit.
Hit me.
Do you remember our esteemed guest, Candace, on...
sure.
Forces of Men?
Yeah, like season 3 or so? Yeah.
Yeah, she was an extra on True Grit. And like a regular one that she, because they filmed it out in I don't remember, somewhere in the middle of nowhere that's about an hour out of Austin.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So she stayed with me for a week and would like leave at like 5 a.m. to go and get into like her garb and stuff. Yeah, to go be an extra at True Grit.
To go to True Grit.
Yeah,
that rules.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's rad. So yeah, I saw True Grit in theaters. I didn't think much of it at the time. I guess I just didn't, I don't know. Maybe my taste was different then. I mean, it was a good movie, but I didn't know who the Coen brothers were.
Ben. You're just a little guy.
Yeah, I was like 15. I didn't know who directors were,
Yeah.
Or I knew Spielberg and Burton.
Sure.
And then there are a bunch of other ones that I don't know what their deals are.
Sure.
But now I know the Coen brothers and all the I can identify styles a lot better because 13 years have passed. Didn't think anything of it. Saw Hail Caesar like a year after it came out. Then decided to watch the Fargo movie on a whim, and then binged the entire Fargo series. And then that following summer, a couple months later, I watched every single Coen brothers movie except for, which are still on the list, Miller's Crossing and Intolerable Cruelty.
Those are both very good, but Miller's Crossing is better in my opinion.
Oh, and I haven't seen Tragedy Macbeth yet.
But, well, yes, yes,
whether or not that
we have.
Whether or not that counts is a different question.
Sure.
It's not the two of them. But anyway, I love their work. I love their storytelling sensibilities. And even though they did not directly, as we're about to discuss, directly write this show, I think a lot of those sensibilities bleed through, obviously intentionally.
Yeah.
Anywho.
So, into the show itself. Author Noah Hawley is the writer of the series and the hands-on producer. Hawley wrote every episode of the first season, the one arguably most connected to the tone of the original movie. Prior to Fargo, Hawley worked as a producer for the procedural series Bones, and he is currently working on doing what he did to Fargo to Ridley Scott's Alien. That's thrilling stuff.
There are a lot of people. This show, this show has been nominated for 113 awards.
Wow.
It has won, I think, 35 of those, which is a pretty good hit rate, all things considered.
Yeah.
If we're using the language of batting averages, that's 0.3, 0.28? I don't know.
Sure.
This show has some detractors. There are a lot of people who hear Noah Hawley Alien and think that is a very bad thing.
See, I think it's great.
I'm curious.
I think it's great. I'm excited.
Dude's worked on some Star Trek. I think he could pull it off. I think it'll work.
It'll work.
That being said, let's talk about the cast itself. Martin Freeman plays Lester Nygaard, a grade A loser insurance salesman who is trapped in an inferiority complex of his own making. Before I continue this paragraph, I just want to be clear. This dude blows.
Yeah, he's real bad. He's
sucks.
just a real shitty person. He's a real shitty person.
I just want to, because this next sentence sounds like I'm defending him. He's bullied, doesn't take initiative, and has no confidence in any of his choices, and he sucks. When Lester strikes his wife with a hammer while the two of them argue about the washing machine one evening, he is thrown into a world of local crime much bigger and deadlier than his own. Martin Freeman, I don't feel I need to tell you, is from the 2009 series Sherlock, in which he played Dr. John Watson. And of course, he played Bilbo Baggins in the Warner Brothers Hobbit movies, as well as being in the MCU as the one person in Black Panther who doesn't need to be in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Special
he was
Agent
also
Everett
Ross.
Okay.
Yeah, Everett Ross.
Sure.
He also, was in the original Office, which apparently was like his first thing.
Yes, I guess I kind of did miss out his big credit.
His
but
big credit, but I mean, that was so long ago too.
yeah. I guess Sherlock is arguably excuse me.
I would say that was his his breakout internationally. I would say
I think Sherlock
that was
had
like his
much
international
broader international appeal. Yeah.
Yes, it did at the time.
Yeah, at the time, I think.
We're not getting into that.
Well, I just think I think the people who watch the British Office, it's like a novelty. Like, they actually made the show in England first.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Billy Bob Thornton plays Loren Malvo, a cunning hitman driving through Bemidji on the way to more important business in Duluth. Malvo is a master of manipulation and more than once gets the people of Bemidji to give in to their desires just for the fun of it. When Malvo kills Lester Nygaard's bully Sam Hess, the two men play an elaborate cat-and-mouse game where Lester's freedom and life are on the line. Billy Bob Thornton featured in the Coen Brothers movie The Man Who Wasn't There, opposite James Gandolfini.
It's all fucking connected, you understand?
Yeah, he's Billy Bob Thornton's been in a lot of stuff, but I guess that for the context of this episode, that is definitely the more important.
I literally figure. I mean, we obviously just
he's Billy Bob Thornton. Like what? Come
on. Look, we just covered The Sopranos. I figured it was worth mentioning. Right. But yeah, Coen Brothers. Incidentally, like there were a lot of scenes throughout that are referencing. I mean, I even made a little list that are referencing other Coen Brothers movie moments. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to talk about them later, but like Stephen Root is in like 5 of them, I want to say, including Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Favorite, as well as of course, as well as No Country for Old Men, which is one of my favorites. Yeah. He's the weird guy who hires Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, there's a lot of references to all that, but like I absolutely think Billy Bob Thornton is in this movie in this TV series because he already worked with the Coen Brothers only 10 years earlier for The Man Who Wasn't There.
Right.
We'll get into it when we talk more about his character, but like what a fucking presence.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't wait to get into his character.
Once again, we'll come back to this. I literally wrote in my notes, Billy Bob is playing Satan.
Yeah, more or less.
He is a tempter. Anyway, Alison Tallman plays Deputy Molly Solverson, a down-home police officer who stumbles into the Malvo assassinations when she investigates the suspicious death of local trucking magnate Sam Hess. She is continually blocked from investigating the broader conspiracy at play by her incompetent boss, Police Chief Bill Oswalt, played by Better Call Saul's Bob Odenkirk. Fargo is Tallman's biggest role to date, but she also featured heavily in the 2nd season of Why Women Kill.
I want to say Fargo is not only Tallman's biggest role to date, it was her first role.
Nuts, huh? She's great in this.
Fargo was her first role. I watched the premiere Q&A at the Paley Center in LA of Fargo, and she was there, obviously, and she was telling the story about how she worked. I don't remember what her job was. I don't know what she said, but she had to tell her manager that she needed to take this time off of work because she needed to film this show. This was her first ever acting role.
Nuts?
It's so nuts. She's so good. She's so good.
I always kind of wonder sometimes. I think about people who like leap into directing for the first time, and I think about how that's such like a massive like expansion of the things that you're responsible for and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine just showing up on set like the first day like that to direct something. I also similarly cannot imagine all of a sudden going from an office job to being like the lead of a TV series.
Yeah, like what a find. She was such a perfect fit for that role, and she very obviously is playing a similar kind of an homage to the role that Frances McDormand plays in
extremely
the film. Just so good.
Just like what a sudden shift of like both how responsible you are for things, but also how suddenly important you've become in a small environment.
Yeah,
she
also Alison Tallman was also had a guest spot for quite a few episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She was opposite Captain Holt. They were both vying for the oh my gosh, they were both vying for an upper position. and I don't remember what the position was. But yeah, they were like frenemies, kind of.
Nice. Good
Commissioner. Commissioner, that's what it was.
Oh, yes, of course.
Colin Hanks, son of America's dad Tom Hanks, plays Officer Gus Grimley, a Duluth-based patrolman who gets caught up in Malvo's conspiracies when he stops Malvo for speeding just outside of town. Malvo intimidates the hell out of Gus and gets away scot-free, but Grimley can't shake the feeling that he could have stopped Malvo's later crimes. Hanks has recently featured on the Paramount Plus show The Offer about making of Godfather and Impeachment, American crime story about the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal.
As well as his independent movies and various, he's in like Band of Brothers, and he's Colin Hanks. I like him.
I like him so much. I think he's great.
He is, God bless him, the definition of a Nepo baby, but I know.
It's fine. He does a good job.
I also think the framing around that whole Nepo baby discourse is boring, and I don't care about it.
Yeah, me too. I don't care either. And Officer Grimley's daughter is played by Joey King, who recently starred in the 2022 action movie Bullet Train. She also played... this isn't in the notes, I just know this, so I'm trying to remember. She also played Gypsy Rose in the dramatization of that true crime story. That was a Hulu original, I believe. And she did a fantastic job at it. Yeah. Also, if you haven't seen Bullet Train, you should watch it. I've lost Ben.
No, I was looking for the show you're talking about.
Oh, it's I don't remember
the Act?
The name. Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Started
she was
in
really,
true
really
crime
good at it.
anthology The Act on Hulu. Shaved her head for the third time in her career.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, she was in Dark Knight Rises. Oh, yeah. She's the little... Yeah. She's going to tell you.
Also, though, like, if you haven't seen Bullet Train, you should watch it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a real fun time.
The show also contains my beloved Bob Odenkirk, Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, Glenn Howerton, and Adam Goldberg as minor characters, and this particular episode contains Stephen Root as the dentist brother of Malvo's next target, which makes this the third season in a row in which we get to talk about Stephen Root.
Yay! We're going to talk about Stephen Root every season. I'm going to make sure of it somehow, some way. We're going to fucking try it. Look, we're 3 for 3 right now, okay?
He was on a Star Trek. We'll come back to him.
This is really all just a ruse so that we can talk about Stephen Root once every single season.
Yeah. He's also, again, as we mentioned, in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men, and I think at least 3 others. The guy who appears in their movies the most is John Goodman.
Yes.
Because he's in like straight up 10 of them. I think Stephen Root
is
second. Or no, I'm sorry. Frances McDormand, but that feels kind of obvious.
Oh, well.
She's Joel Cohen's wife.
Yes, correct.
But I believe Stephen Root is like 3rd place.
Okay.
Actually, let me just double check that. Frances McDormand is 9 films. Steve Buscemi and John Goodman are both 7 apiece. Stephen Root is 5.
There you go.
And John Turturro and George Clooney are 4.
Oh. Well, as we mentioned earlier, each season of Fargo tells a separate story, with some recurring characters and locations connecting the seasons together. Later chapters of Fargo will include Ted Danson, Chris Rock, Gene Smart, Kirsten Dunst, Jason Schwartzman, Kieran Culkin, Ewan McGregor, Bokeem Woodbine, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Timothy Oliphant, as well as Jesse Plemons. Don't forget Jesse Plemons.
Yes, I couldn't.
A 5th season featuring Juno Temple and John Hamm is in the works. Did you know that Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons are married and that they met on the set of Fargo?
I did. Isn't that cute?
So cute.
Did you know the same is true for Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
No.
Who
I didn't
play
know that.
For context in the 2nd season, Plemons and Dunst play husband and wife, who similarly to this season get wrapped up in a conspiracy and murder story that is bigger than their own.
Sure.
And then the exact same thing happens in season 3, in which Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead also play 2 people who are in a relationship who get stuck in a thing that is yada 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 outside of their control.
Sure. Sure.
And then in both cases it ended up in a real life marriage. Nuts,
wow. Huh? That's crazy.
Weirdly, however, Jason Schwartzman and Chris Rock did not end up together after season 4.
That we know of. That we're aware of.
Maybe.
You don't know.
Last but not least, we're watching season 1, episode 9, A Fox, a Rabbit, and a Cabbage. 1 year after Loren Malvo wreaked havoc on Lester Nygaard's life and left a trail of bodies behind him in Bemidji, Nygaard has put his life together and is accepting an award for an insurance salesman of the year in Las Vegas. A chance encounter with Malvo at the hotel bar and an impulsive decision to confront him puts Lester back in the frying pan as he attempts to outrun the sadistic hitman, no matter the cost to the other people in his life.
Lester, you stupid piece of shit.
Is this really what you want, Lester?
You stupid piece of shit. You had everything going for you. The only thing you had to do was leave that man alone.
The only
you just
thing
had to leave that man alone. He straight up told you, walk away. Leave that man alone.
Okay, folks, unlike the previous episode, in which Pine Barrens is kind of disconnected from the larger Sopranos narrative. It's sort of a one-off story, right?
True.
We are literally talking about the penultimate episode of the first season of a crime thriller. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to us if you haven't watched it, but be aware of what you're about to listen to. We are going to discuss the story. I mean, no shit. I hope the end result of this conversation is, hey, you should fucking watch Fargo. It's real fucking good.
Right. It's real good.
But I'm just saying, be forewarned about what we're about to get into.
Yeah.
That dumb motherfucker. It's not even that he bothers him the first time. It's that he goes back.
The first time could be excused, potentially.
Literally, he excused it. He said, walk away, and then tried to deflect.
Walk away. Yeah. And that all he had to do was leave that man alone. That's all he had to do.
All he had to do was not get in the elevator with them.
Yeah. That's all I had to do, just leave him alone.
The old Lester would have let this slide.
And here's the thing about that is, as Lester has gotten seemingly everything that he wants out of life, he has, like this beautiful wife, and he's got this great career. He's getting an award in Las Vegas and all this stuff. Lester has gotten a lot of hubris. Lester thinks that he's Mr. Big Man, and that is why in my opinion, he ignores Malvo's cautionary statement to walk away.
Oh, totally. I mean, in my notes, there is a big word that's just underlined. It just has confidence, which is that he gets the not to talk about his glow up or anything, but he kills his wife. But he gets this gift of feeling like he has taken control over his life. He finally feels like he's in the fucking driver's seat. He goes from struggling to make ends meet at his insurance job to accepting a salesman of the year thing, all because, again, can't emphasize enough, he murdered his wife. And is seduced, not to use Star Wars terms, but seduced to the dark side by Billy Bob Thornton's character, and all that jazz. But then that level of cockiness absolutely gets him killed.
It truly does.
Gets him and his new wife killed, and Stephen Root. And anyway.
And Stephen Root. And Stephen Root's wife, and Billy Bob's fiance.
Yeah, if he just shut the fuck up, 7 people would still be alive. Himself included.
Yeah, he would definitely still be. And what a crazy story. What a crazy story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
you want to ask me the questions?
I got some questions for you. So this is your staff pick at the opening of our season. We did mine last time. Mm-hmm. So why Fargo?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, third one. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. By the way, I already know what all 3 of mine are going to be, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Just a fun fact.
Okay.
Fargo, Better Call Saul, and Barry.
Okay.
I like the Coen brothers a lot.
Sure. I like those Coen brothers.
I want to be clear that I watched, as I said earlier, I had just seen Fargo the movie a week before I started the show.
Right.
Because I had just incidentally, as I frequently do when I finish watching a movie or something, I'll look up some I like some behind the scenes factoids. I like looking up cast lists, seeing where things fit in the grand narrative of film and TV. That's kind of the point of this show.
Sure.
And I literally was like, oh, I didn't realize there was an FX series on Hulu. That's awesome. We should watch that. And we did. Me and my roommates, over the course of maybe about 2 months, binged the entire show. We went out of our way to move things We stayed up super late, pretty much every night we did it.
Sure.
It was a grand old time during year one of the pandemic, during winter one of the pandemic specifically.
Ah, yes.
To all huddle up in the living room and continue Fargo. So many of those nights ended with like real frustrated like cliffhanger moments where it's like, fuck, we gotta go to bed. It is midnight.
Oh yeah.
Right after, say, I don't know, the end of the previous episode where Martin Freeman sees Billy Bob at the hotel bar. All that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think it was the perfect television show to watch with a group like that. It is not just a straightforward crime story. I love that it has like this kind of, I mean, it's the Coen brothers like patina over that, of like the peculiarity of those characters, the occasional surreal or absurdist elements kind of dip down into an otherwise normal narrative.
Sure.
Which, is present throughout a lot of their movies. We both mentioned A Serious Man. Hail Caesar has its absurdities.
Yeah. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
there's some implied magic that actually happens in Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
I guess depending on how you interpret some of those. Anyway. Oh my God, The Big Lebowski and his like dream sequences and everything.
For sure.
But like, their movies are about, peculiar, weird people. It's about people getting in circumstances that are like way out of their depth and way out of their league. Again, memorable characters, memorable plots, the weird pitter patter dialogue that they do in so many movies. Again, thinking about the original Fargo, I think this show does a great job of encapsulating all of that. I also sometimes I wonder, does this need to be Fargo, the TV series? Can it not just be a different wintry crime show? But I guess we can talk about that later. I just think I think it is some really clever writing, and I think it's one of the few, I kind of rally against like legacy sequels and television spin-offs and stuff like that. For the most part, God, I have to let this one slide. I think it's so clever.
Yeah. It's a really good one. I feel like there's a lot of skepticism, shall we say, a healthy amount of skepticism that occurs when it comes to adaptations of movies, particularly such well done movies. But they really were so faithful here. I was so pleased with it. I love this show as well, so I was very excited when you chose this show.
It felt, and kind of preempting your next question, which is why this episode specifically, that was a toughie, because I think all four seasons,
which one?
Yeah, I think all 4 seasons of this show rule, and I don't think. I think season 4 has some weaknesses, in that it feels very disconnected from the other seasons. I think in part because it is set so far back in time. It's set in the 50s, whereas all the other ones are from 1975, 2005, and 2015. I think. Actually,
no. Season 2. Wait, or was it season 3? I think it was season 3. It ended up in 81, and I'll tell you why I know that. This is such a stupid thing. I don't recall exactly what the year is now, but back then I knew. In the very last episode, and again, I can't even recall if this is season 2 or 3. Woodbine's character, who is like an assassin, is like in an office job now, and they tell him, season 2, thank you, and they tell him that he can start this new thing called a 401k. So I worked for a fintech company at the time, and we actually specifically dealt with bundling retirement account options as an alternative to 401k. So I knew that the 401k was never actually created. It's just something that's exploited as a tax loophole, and that loophole was discovered on a date in 1982, I think. I don't remember the exact year, so don't come after me. But it was after the events of that conversation, and I was like, "This show is unwatchable." Not
like
really.
The second to last scene, Lesley.
Yeah, I know. No,
so
but yeah, so that's why I know that it's at least, I want to say 81. Now I got to look it up, but yeah.
I think it's largely meant to be the 70s, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
But
well,
yes.
like I said, but I think that there was a little bit of a time skip, like a few years, and it was 81. So I think it was like the late
possible.
70s. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking it up now because I'm super curious. History. Oh. You are correct. It actually was 78.
Okay.
But it wasn't implemented until the Revenue Act of 1978. So yeah, anyway, the point is it happened after the events. I was like, this is stupid for this really dumb reason that no one will know unless you're an accountant.
Scene of the series, yeah.
Yeah, the second to last scene in the season, like, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
But this, it was hard to pick what season at the very least. Because I think every season has some really standout performances. I think once again, talking about the Coen brothers specifically, like the key is like how memorable many of these characters are. I think all 4 villains like knock it out of the park. By which I mean Billy Bob Thornton's Loren Malvo, Bokeem Woodbine's Mike Milligan. I'm suddenly blanking on who the villain. Oh, David Thewlis.
Yeah.
As V.M. Varga. And then season 4's is it's Jessie Buckley as the nurse, whose name I'm blanking on. Oh, speaking of which, David Thewlis is in Big Lebowski, which again.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was in there.
Yeah, he's
well, because I didn't know who he was yet, so I didn't pay attention.
Exactly, yeah. He's that one, the heiress who makes weird.
I know
weird art. He's her like weird giggly fashion.
Her weird giggly. Yeah, when you said he was in it, like I immediately just heard him giggling. So yeah, that's.
Yeah. He's so creepy in that. And he's so fucking creepy in season 3. He's the most disgusting character to ever be put on TV in season 3.
Sure. So why did you finally settle on this episode, season 1, episode 9? What was it about this episode? Well, other than the fact that it has Stephen Root in it.
Yeah. Well, I think all seasons of the show just really stand out in unique ways. And it's hard to think about this show without kind of bouncing between the various seasons going like, oh, fuck, remember that? Anyway.
Sure.
But I think I picked season 1 specifically because I think season 1, I like it as a bridge between the original 1996 movie and the show that the show would become.
Sure.
Which is kind of independent of, again, the connections are pretty loose. I think there is one character that is an overlap between the movie and the TV show. Which I think is another business associate of William H. Macy's father-in-law.
Okay.
Is mentioned. I think William H. Macy's father-in-law in the movie Fargo 1986.
Yeah.
Either him or the company is mentioned in Fargo Season 1.
Got it.
Which I think is the only direct connection between the movie and the TV show.
There are quite a few. It's the only direct connection. There are quite a few references, but I do believe that's the only direct connection.
Yeah, for sure.
The other references, of course, including the bag full of cash, and also including the dealer plates in the car in the undercover vehicle. That in it's not this episode. It's episode 10, isn't it? Where he gets the car. Yeah, it's episode 10. Yeah.
And like you said, there were a lot of Martin Freeman is pretty much playing William H. Macy's character.
Yes.
Alison Tallman is pretty much playing Frances McDormand's character.
Yes.
The 2 fixer guys, Numbers and Wrench. There's some similarities to Buscemi and
yes.
Oh God.
The other guy.
Peter Stormare.
Yes.
It's the most. Again, once again, there might be like 1 or 2 direct connections, but I mean, quite literally, I guess the phrase is spiritual successor.
Sure.
Where enough of it feels like it is, again, halfway between the mold of the original movie and telling its own story using those same kind of plot devices and whatnot. I think this season is a good bridge. Specifically, I was almost about to do 1-1. You convinced me otherwise to do 1-9.
Look,
and you were right.
They're both excellent.
You were fucking right. I do think 1-1 is fucking incredible.
It is. It is so good. It's so good. But there's just something about 1-9 because it really just showcases Malvo so much more.
For sure.
And and the dynamic between he and Lester, and it's just there's just so much happening.
I truly could not agree more. I think there are several incredible moments in that first episode, especially, and once again, we'll talk more about Malvo in a moment, but when he suggests you could just kill Sam Hess, and like Lester Nygaard like laughs it off, and it is a shot where Nygaard is in profile and Billy Bob Thornton is looking directly at him, and it doesn't cut away for a solid like 30 seconds before he's like, oh, but you're kidding, right?
Yeah.
And there's that moment of like he's just like willing ill intent straight into his brain. Yeah. Like it's such good acting. But really 1.9 in and of itself is a very, very tight thriller.
Yes.
It is the culmination. It's the culmination of everything, obviously, but like on its own, it's a pretty fucking tense thriller as the very cat and mouse elements really come into play. And one of them is trying to book it out of both Las Vegas and Minnesota in general. I guess out of the United States, really.
Yeah, to Acapulco. You can drink rum straight out of the coconut.
Oh, I'll make it up to you. God, what a sleaze. And the other one is dead set on finding him and kind of burning down everything in his path to get to him.
Yeah.
It is cool to see Malvo, the character, completely drop his pretense. And he's not trying to... He's still manipulating, but he's not like pretending to be anyone else. There's no disguise. He's just walking through town with a knife.
Yeah. I also want to say, I didn't know. I did know, but I'd forgotten that Key and Peele were in this episode.
Oh, I know,
and that they're not in episode 1-1. Had I remembered that, I would have absolutely insisted that this is the one that you picked.
Isn't that funny?
Because they're so great. They're just so great.
Do you want to talk about the season overall?
Sure.
Episode we watched,
do that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I've got notes.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear what you got. What you got for me?
I also like the, once again, looking at my notes here. It literally, by the way, says Stephen Root is the first note on this list. Because I think he's fucking delightful.
Yeah.
But no, I love the hook of Fargo in general. I think it has a really cool premise of like, here's literally what I wrote. There's crime around the corner, not in the suburban fear sense, but there's this big mythic story happening in your small town that you're not even aware of. It's not it's not like white flight suburban fears about like, oh, if you open your car door in the city, you're just going to get mugged instantly.
Right.
It's that there's something rotten happening in our hometown and only like 10 people know about it.
Yeah.
And it's a fight of like mythic proportions that is absolutely unknown to the vast majority of people that are in that town. I just love the idea of, again, I've said it multiple times already this episode, but the idea of just like stumbling into something vast that you had no idea was there. In that case, the Fargo crime syndicate that shows up in all 4 seasons, and also just like a world of hitmen and money laundering and all that kind of stuff that like Lester doesn't know about until he swings a hammer he's not supposed to.
Yeah. Because, the thing about Lester is that he's always been a piece of shit. The show does an amazing job of making us believe otherwise up to a certain point. And that's up to the point where he is hospitalized for his septic wound. And then he breaks out of the hospital. And was this episode like 4 or 5? I don't remember exactly which episode it was. But it's after he, because he got a piece of buckshot like in his hand during the murder that he was present for, not of his wife. Anyway, so he's in the hospital and he escapes from the hospital, plants evidence in his brother's garage of his brother committing the murder against his wife, and then sneaks back into the hospital to behave as though he was there the entire time. Like, that's when you're like, wow, this guy is an irredeemable piece of shit.
Absolutely.
But prior to that, we're just given the impression that he's just kind of this bumbling oaf kind of character that everything bad happens to and that gets bullied a lot, that he snapped and Loren Malvo put all this stuff in his head, yada, yada, yada. So, Lester's just a really terrible, terrible character. Like, he's a bad guy.
It's Chief Vern Thurman who is the
yes,
guy who
that's
dies.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it is cool watching. I do love character pieces about like a someone whose like morality is like polarized. Like I
Right.
like watching someone get like corrupted. Uh, he's a piece of shit, but he gets to act out being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Once Malvo enters his life, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it's the same appeal that like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul have to me, of like people just
Of
going
course.
deeper and deeper and deeper each time.
I mean, that's, we're doing a whole season on
That's
this.
the
then.
season. Yeah. Like,
That's the season. We're discussing people who do this kind of shit. We're discussing people caught up in this kind of shit.
yeah. Hell, thinking ahead to Barry, where he's doing the reverse, where he's trying to be a normal guy, having had done Hitman stuff.
Okay.
It's a good show.
Well, I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, have you not seen any of it?
Have not seen any of it.
Oh, damn, that feels like peak Lesley TV.
I can't wait to watch it.
Hey, Stephen Root's in there. He's the
Really?
main character.
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's incredible.
He plays Bill Hader's handler. He's like
Wow.
he's the guy who like takes the big cash that they use to hire them, and like he's like, all right, here are your, he does the money laundering and like helps them find the targets and stuff.
So we're just going all in on Stephen Root.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But anyway, within that framework of like fear about crime and like the big conspiracy right under you kind of stuff, like I think that is really tied in with like Jeff Russo's incredible score for this, which, everything feels so big and dramatic and so like, again, outside of our scope, that dun 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 dun.
Oh, the music.
It just
the music.
every part of the story, the landscape shots, the swelling music, all that jazz, really just does make this thing feel so grand, so big.
Oh,
grand.
yeah.
Season 2 also does a great job with its like snowscapes.
It does. It really does. And I also want to say, I know we're not talking about this episode, but obviously after you watch episode 9, if you've seen the series already, you're just going to keep watching it because the episode is the last one. So we watched the other one as well. And I'd forgotten how striking the opening shot was of, like Lester's sinkhole in the ice, and how you don't know what you're looking at the beginning of the episode. And then it's only at the end of the episode that you realize what you were shown at the beginning was Lester's final resting place.
Better Call Saul also does something similar where it shows you like an out of context image, or and I guess so does Breaking Bad then as well. But it shows you like an out of context image, or scene, or like an event, someone putting together like I'm thinking of specifically there's a scene in Better Call Saul where he like drops an ice cream cone on the ground and there's like a bunch of ants crawling over it. And you have no idea what that means until the events of the episode play out. And you're like, oh shit, that was supposed to stand for. And it like cuts back to it. It cuts back to it like literally to show that time has passed because now it's been dissolved and eaten by the ants. But also it's to show like, oh, it's corruption. It's literally it's like, innocence being eaten up by decay. Like,
and Fargo does
and
this
I think Fargo
a lot
does
too.
this too, yeah.
It does too. It does a lot. It did a lot with the not the locust, but the painting in the Supermarket Kings.
Yes, what a character.
Whole situation. Yeah. Oliver Platt played him, right?
Yeah.
So good.
I know.
So good.
I had a limit of how many people I could write down were in this
Sure.
show.
Sure.
But that is Oliver Platt, yeah. But I think this thing does a great thing. I think this show has a great kind of foreshadowing / recontextualization thing.
I agree. I think it does
well.
it so well. It does so many things so well. The shots of the atmosphere, the music, the foreshadowing, so many good things. The characters.
There is an establishing shot that is not at the beginning of this. It is, let's see if I remember the order of events. It's the erstwhile on Fargo.
Sure.
Cuts to him approaching him, or just the shot of Loren Malvo. Then it cuts to the dentist's office, and it shows the lead up to what brings Malvo into Vegas. Then it's the elevator scene.
Mm-hmm.
But before the elevator scene and before Martin Freeman confronts Billy Bob, but after it shows the dentist bit, it shows basically after Stephen Root says, like, the fuck it, what are you doing next weekend? You tell me.
Oh.
It cuts to a establishing shot of like going down the Vegas Strip, like a camera mounted on top of a car, just kind of going down that road. It cuts to an ominous fucking shot of the a hotel hallway, and then an ominous fucking shot of the elevator door sliding open.
Yeah.
And first of all, I think that's some incredible foreshadowing, because it's not just an establishing shot, because what establishing shots are usually something that is bigger or broader than the scene. Like literally showing its location. Like, no shit, you see the Las Vegas Strip. Okay, we're in Las Vegas. You see the outside of a hotel, like as a car pulls up into the little kind of like roundabout where the valet grabs your car or whatever. Oh, cool, we're at a hotel. That's not what this scene is. It shows the Strip for sure, but then that hallway is something that's smaller than the scene. And then that elevator is definitely something that's smaller than the scene, and it's not where the scene takes place. The scene takes place in the bar, several stories down. But it's just a cool thing that like really sets you off. Like in the very beginning, these slow creeping shots going down these hallways, like it's The fucking Shining or whatever.
It's training you to be suspicious of these areas.
It's training you to be suspicious, exactly. It's not an establishing shot; it's a fucking forewarning shot.
Yeah.
The shot with the elevator comes back. That exact shot with the elevator comes back. It is not when he goes into the elevator and 3 people, including Stephen Root, are murdered.
Right.
It's when he's standing with his wife, waiting for the elevator.
Yeah.
And the door opens. It's the exact same shot that's earlier in the episode. And 100% in that moment, you for sure think Billy Bob is in that elevator.
Oh, yeah. Or at the very least that they're not dead bodies, but that there's blood and, like something bad is going to show up on the other side of that. Yeah. You just don't know.
I mean, hell, speaking of The Shining, speaking of Kubrick, like I'm pretty sure The Shining does that a couple times where it keeps cutting back to... Oh, it keeps cutting back to something. I'm blanking. And then like when you finally see... It's been so long
since I've seen The Shining, I can't remember.
Oh, it's the typewriter. It keeps cutting back to the typewriter. Right. And then when the typewriter when that finally happens, because it's been set up like 3 times. Anyway, it's that kind of like suspense directing. And it's so fucking effective.
Yeah. I do kind of want to talk a little bit about Malvo and the thing that you said earlier about how he's was pretty much Satan. I want to talk about that because I found that to be one of the most compelling things in his villainy as the antagonist of Ben just showed me a massive wall of text on his phone that he's got some opinions. So why don't you share your opinions?
No,
share with
please.
Everybody.
You first, seriously.
I mean, I just want to know what you think, because I just think it's the most compelling, character analysis that I've read, when it comes to him being the devil, because he does do so many things throughout the series that are for no reason. No reason.
Yeah, other than in this episode, scaring the shit out of those kids.
Yes, in this episode, scaring the shit out of those kids. In an earlier episode, when he convinces the guy who works the front desk at the motel to pee in his boss's gas tank or whatever, just all of these things that he does just to be a bastard for no reason.
Yeah, I legit think he's playing the devil. He literally says when he's offered a piece of apple pie, he says, "I haven't had an apple that good since the Garden of Eden."
Yeah.
Which, that's a little more on the nose than what I mean in general, although obviously that's referential to what's happening here. He just has such a corrupting presence. Like, literally, it's the moment of, I'll just kill him. No, come on. Lester laughs it off, and then it cuts back, and he's still just staring at Lester until the idea, is lodged in his brain. The idea that he quite literally plays a shoulder devil to so many characters in this was come on.
Yeah.
You could just kill him. Be a man. Just kill him.
You could just do that.
Similarly, when he intimidates the hell out of Colin Hanks's character, when he manipulates his, I think it's been a bit, so I'm forgetting the middle of the season, but he does the same thing to Bob Odenkirk's character, right?
Oh gosh, I don't actually remember.
When he's in that prison cell.
He tries.
Yeah.
I know he tries. Yeah.
But it just seems like he just delights in like misery and turmoil and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it cuts to him and he basically has like, he's basically recorded people's confessions.
Yeah, he has all those tapes
fun.
Just to hang out, just to listen to them.
So like there's a scene where he's playing a cassette tape that is like an answering machine call of Martin Freeman calling him and being like, I fucked up, I killed somebody. I have a dead body. I need you to come here right away. And it's Lester trying to frame Billy Bob for that crime. But it's also the moment where he like confesses to a crime or whatever. And if you were like, a blackmailer or whatever, he could turn that into the state, or he could extort money from Lester. He does neither.
Yeah. No, he just likes to listen to it.
Just keeps it.
So, in a box with a bunch of other ones. Like,
yeah. Who knows who the other like 11 people in this dozen?
Right.
Like,
just bonkers.
What did he do in Oklahoma or Missouri or whatever? Like,
yeah.
Are there 10 other Lester Nygaards across the country who he just fucked up their entire life and like extended social
presumably.
Circle for fun? Yeah.
Presumably. But and this won't come to fruition until the final episode, but there's just no getting past the mailman though.
That's right. Yeah.
The mailman will get you every time. He ends up getting Loren Malvo ends up getting caught by Gus Grimley, and he's a mailman at this point, to explain to people who haven't seen it.
It's a real triumphant moment.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that he causes all these, all this turmoil, all this misery for other people, and then much like the devil, if you will, just gets to roam the earth consequence free. It's just on to the next job. He's ruined someone's life and gets to move on. And then again later. I'm not saying he's like literally Satan, by the way. I'm just saying it's a lot of like character stuff. I'm not so deep into this theory to assign like literal intent there.
I think that there's an argument to be made that it could be interpreted that way.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But I also like that he's constantly just shedding his identity, that he has all these like aliases, that he'll kind of transform, maybe even shed his skin. To become like the dentist character or whatever else, or quote,
Aces.
Guess I'm a preacher now, like all that kind of stuff, and that he's willing to throw away, like he's not very goals oriented. He throws away the $100,000 bounty on Stephen Root's brother just to fuck with Lester.
I mean, is this what you want, Lester?
He has a fake fiance.
Yeah,
it's just to fuck with Lester.
Yeah.
I just think it's the unavoidable villain character trope that makes something like Terminator so compelling, where there's just like a monster that is coming after you.
Right.
But instead of it being like Terminator or like Michael Myers or whatever, it's just some guy.
Yeah. He's just some guy. He's not, he's not remarkable in any way other than the fact that he's morally corrupt. Well, morally bankrupt, I would say.
He's not a robot. He's not Halloween Michael Myers, like immortal.
He's just some guy.
Just some dude.
Some weird guy.
With a knife and a gun.
Bad intentions.
Bad intentions.
And a lot of charisma.
And the ability to just kind of lie in the grass for a bit and wait till he can pounce. I legit think it's like one of the best, like... probably one of the best like TV antagonists, period.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that I like Malvo and his motivations so much because they remind me a lot of the main antagonist in Final Fantasy VI.
Kefka?
Yes, because they're both unique in that they don't really have a reason behind just being batshit insane. They just are. And, like power hungry. And I just think that that's really cool.
Yeah, it's the...
in a villain.
It's the power that he has over like other individual people.
Yeah.
He's not like trying to be king or anything. It's just, but like...
No, he just wants to see other people mess up their lives because of his influence.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome.
Little puppet mastery in that sense.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Totally. It's about that individual harm.
Yeah.
And not like, again, he's not trying to be like mob boss or king or mayor. Or
yeah, he's not working up to anything.
Yeah. He's just
kind of playing around in this little sandbox.
Yeah, exactly. Completely.
That is people's lives.
I have a question for you, kind of moving away from the focus on individual character stuff.
Sure.
Question I hinted at earlier. Do you think this needs to be Fargo?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question that you had. I think that
obviously for marketing to get people to watch it for sure.
Sure. But I also think that it has a very distinct aesthetic style, and with the incidental music, the setting. I think with the type of crimes. I think with the way that the story is told, I was expecting something very similar to the film, and that's what I was given. So I think that it goes beyond marketing. I think that it is a part of, like the Fargo franchise, I guess you could call it. I think that it fits there. I think it belongs there. And I think that if it were to have tried to be its own intellectual property, it wouldn't have worked because of the similarities.
Yeah.
Because then everybody would just be like, this is just Fargo. you know? So I think the answer ultimately is yes.
I think so too. I think even I'm picturing an ideal world in which both TV and Hollywood in general are less reliant on, again, this kind of legacy franchise building.
Sure.
And the consumer are more willing to try original shows.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I think even in that alternate universe, just a couple percentage points off from our universe, I still think this really benefits because it is. I mean, it's close enough that it is so definitely homage enough.
It's so tied in.
Mm-hmm.
I think just stylistically.
Yeah, whether it's just those character archetypes or, again, kind of like a broader attempt to do a Coen brothers story that is longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, and then I actually have a second question, and then similarly.
Okay.
How do we feel about striking away anyone's individual performance? Okay, less about that. How do we feel about this being so celebrity focused?
Huh.
There are a lot of people in this entire franchise.
Sure.
That are absolutely B-list at least movie stars.
Yeah.
And movie character actors. Who it kind of feels are, hey, I hate this framework, we're both big TV fans, but who feel like they are stepping down into a TV show.
Yeah, I hear you. I think...
Not Bob Odenkirk and not Colin Hanks or Alison Tallman, but like...
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman's definitely a movie guy by this point. Hobbit had just come out.
Yeah, he's doing Black Panther. I think even the television that he had done was... British stuff. So
I'm looking at this list, and that's absolutely true for Chris Rock, Ewan McGregor, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think of more as a movie person.
I think though at this point, especially after the first season, as it's been established as really, really fantastic prestige television, I would say inarguably that it is. Mm-hmm. I would say that would attract more people who are very, very seriously enamored of the craft. And that tends to be people who are heavier into film than television as a medium.
Yeah.
Because until recently, there were more risks taken in film than in television. Mm-hmm. So I think, artistically. So I think that because of that, that's why you get so many B and potentially some A-list quote unquote celebrities, and it doesn't have to do with their names. I think it has to do with their talent. I think it has to do with their motivations. I think it has to do with the seriousness of the subject matter and the source material of the television show.
Sure, absolutely. I think about the I'm sure you're familiar with there was especially like a Lindsay Ellis video essay on this. The idea of like all these animation projects that get greenlit these days, stack them, they're stacked to the gills with Tom Holland, Zendaya, Josh Gad, all that kind of casting.
And I hate that a lot. That a lot. I'm not a big fan of that whatsoever, but I think that this is a different beast. I think that this is something that needs to be considered differently.
Yeah. And actually, the more I look at this list, I mean, no shit. Key and Peele, Ted Danson, I guess Gene Smart, obviously with Hacks. There are a lot of TV names on this list.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
2 different Always Sunny guys are in this. Like, there are a lot more TV names in here. That was something I was thinking as I was rewatching this, is I can't think of a single individual character I would recast. But it also does kind of feel like, boy, they are really laying on the celebrity of it all. Huh?
Yeah, I guess you could see it that way. I don't really see it that way just because, again, like, it's just such a different situation. Like, I think, like you said, nobody needed to be recast. And I think that everybody was the right person for the job. And I think that it's just incidental that those people are so talented as to be in so many other things that we really love.
Yeah, there's no one character where I'm like, that should not be Danny Houston or whatever.
Right. But yeah.
I wonder if the celebrity of it all can sometimes be a detriment to telling those kind of shows. Because then more or less, then people's egos get involved and that kind of stuff. It matters who's billed first and that sort of thing. I think this show dodges a lot of that by being one season anthology shows.
Yeah.
I think if it were a longer running thing, there would be more. It would be. I'm thinking about like The Walking Dead or whatever.
Okay.
Where like characters, like especially like Steven Yeun's character, like Steven Yeun just became a movie star at a certain point. And he just didn't need to be on that show anymore.
Right.
And whatnot. And that was true for I think 1 or 2 other people that were on that show. As well. And I just think like if something kind of goes on like that, and it's still so celebrity focused, I think you have the chance of like, again, losing people or people kind of, actors kind of getting into their ego about like when they die or if they're returning for the next season or whatnot. I think everyone basically getting a 1 season shot at this show kind of prevents a lot of the celebrityness of it all from being too much of a hassle. You know what I mean?
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And I don't think it is to the detriment of that show because everyone's stint on it is relatively short, 1 season.
Yeah. I mean, you get a powerhouse like Stephen Root, and he's only in it for
for what 10
like
minutes
20
of this
minutes
episode?
total yeah, something like that.
We're gonna tie one on this weekend.
Oh boy.
Describe all Finnish people as sex crazed freaks. It's a nuts episode.
It really is.
You had thoughts about Deputy Solverson Sr., Molly's dad.
Oh, I did have
Lou
thoughts.
Solverson.
Yes, I do have thoughts about Lou Solverson, which their last name is Solverson. It's awesome. I do have thoughts about Lou Solverson. Obviously, as a character, he's just wonderful. But he also delivers, and again, I can't. I'm sorry, Ben. I should have known better than to have done this. I shouldn't have watched the 10th episode right after watching the 9th when we were going to discuss this, because now I don't remember if this happened in episode 9 or 10.
Run it by me. I just rewatched it like an hour ago.
Okay, so the scene in the diner where Malvo is looking for Lester, is that in episode 9 or 10? I think that might be 10.
It's 9. It's the whole...
It's 9. Okay, so it is the episode we're talking about. Excellent.
Because that's in my notes, and that's the reason I prompted you to start talking about him was so that I could eventually say what I was going to say about the same diner scene.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about it, which is that it is like the single best monologue in the first season, in my personal opinion. I also think that it was very clever the way that they set up. That's the setup for season 2. Like, that's what season 2 is about. Season 2 is about what Lou is discussing in the diner to Loren, briefly in that monologue. And I think that it was just so well delivered. It was so well shot. I just love it. I love Lou. I love his his character. I love his tenacity. I love his kindness, and I love that monologue.
For those that are at home, it's the one that's bodies.
Yes.
Like the main hook of it is like bodies. If you stacked them, they'd hit the second story or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good scene for a number of reasons. Which is that a great thing, once again, that Loren Malvo, the character, does is he attempts to psych out his enemies.
Yeah.
Even if you're not really his enemy. Including, literally, in the preceding scene, he fucks with a random dad and his 2 kids who happen to have purchased the home that Lester Nygaard used to own.
Right.
They are not involved in this story.
Not at all.
Nothing is
not
their
at
fault.
All. But he's like, well, I'm here.
He goes out of his way to tell those children that their home is haunted and that murders happened in the basement.
Yes. It said that he's like, sleep tight, kids.
And it doesn't work because Lou Solverson has seen more shit than Billy Bob Thornton has.
You're so right, and I love that so
much.
That's one of the reasons I love it so much. He's just such a badass. Ugh.
If it were not a important character moment for both Malvo and Solverson, I would think it was kind of corny how they were like hinting towards season 2 like that. But they find a way to incorporate it that is an important character moment for both of those characters, where it feels so natural and becomes one of the best monologues in that show. And happens to be a teaser for season 2. And I think it only works because it is the one time Malvo's shtick just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. It's such a good scene.
I think that's such a good scene. Also, Lou looks like he could shoot him at any moment.
Oh yeah.
That he has like that he has like a gun under the counter or something. Actually, can I point out a fun piece of dialogue that I noticed? I watched this 3 times in preparation for this. It's when
yes.
Linda's the wife, right? I don't doubt that's her name. Okay, Susan Park as Linda Park. That's the thing, is they have the same last name. It is when Nygaard and Park, his new wife, Linda Park, are driving home from the airport, and she talks about how she used to dream that someone would take her out of a life of working at her parents' like motel, where she was doing all the dirty cleaning and stuff. And she talks about someone doing a quote unquote BM between the mattress and the box spring of a hotel that she was cleaning. And she was like doing the sheets or whatever. And said like, that's so much work. At that point, isn't it just easier to use the bathroom? And I think that is some peak Coen Brothers dialogue, because so much Coen Brothers stuff is like, I mean, literally in Fargo, it's like Fargo the movie. There's that famous scene where she's talking to that guy, where Frances McDormand is talking to that guy from her past, and she realizes through conversation with someone else completely that he was lying during that scene, and it makes her want to kind of reinvestigate William H. Macy's character, right? And like that happens in a ton of Coen Brothers projects, where like there is a seeming like red herring moment, or a seeming, oh, this must be an allegory for something, or whatever. And then once again, there's a recontextualization later where you kind of figure out, oh, shit, that's what it was supposed to be. I'm thinking especially about the beginning of A Serious Man, where it's those, the Jewish couple back in Europe, and they talk about the rabbi that he meets on the way home, and it turns out he's maybe dead, and the wife stabs him and all that stuff. And then it just never comes back to that. But oh no, it's a metaphor for Michael Stolberg's character, and like constantly feeling like there's like a curse on him and all that kind of stuff. I think her talking about why did you go out of the way to shit in the middle of the bed? Isn't it just easier to use the restroom at that point? I think that's kind of about Loren Malvo. Which is like, why are you ignoring the easiest way to do this when you've gone out of your way and made it a hassle for yourself just to what? Fuck with me? That's Malvo's whole fucking thing. I think that was a great... I think that, again, it just feels like incidental character dialogue, but I think that's a great way to wrap up who that character is that he will go out of the way to strip an entire bed, take the mattress off the box spring.
Right.
Shit. And therefore ruin a mattress in the process. Out of what? Spite?
What is the reason? What is the reason?
Laziness? We don't know. And I think that's like, that's a great encapsulation of that character. He's willing to throw away $100,000 bounty. What, just to fuck with an insurance salesman from North Dakota?
Yeah.
For Minnesota or whatever? And yeah, he is. And I think that's such a great villain. And I think that's such a great, like, again, incidental dialogue that becomes the encapsulation of who that character is. Again, in a way that seems like, oh, this is just a neat story, but no, it's got a broader meaning within the story. I guess, real quick, while I'm on the topic of the Coen brothers, the dentist, the fact that Billy Bob Thornton is a dentist, and it cuts with like that weird inside shot, or excuse me, it starts with that weird inside shot of one of his patients' mouths as he's talking, I think is absolutely a reference to The Serious Man, or A Serious Man. When one of the rabbis is telling the story about the Jewish letters inside the Goyim's teeth.
Yeah.
I think that's very intentionally referencing that scene. Once again, I think that Billy Bob Thornton would not be there if he was not also in The Man Who Wasn't There. Similarly, David Thewlis and The Big Lebowski, etc. I think season 3, speaking of A Serious Man again, season 3 starts with a weird scene that is a East German interrogation of a guy who's suspected of killing his wife, and there's like a mixed identity thing there. I think that is absolutely meant to be in parallel with A Serious Man opening about the wife stabbing the rabbi and all that. Just a weird story from halfway around the world that might be connected to the story, but also might super not be connected. Once again, all I'm really saying is I think their DNA is very present in this show.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Linda.
It's cold out there.
Wouldn't want you to freeze your beautiful
Wouldn't want your
face.
pretty face to freeze. Yeah, jerk.
That's it. Yeah. the moment you realize what he's doing.
He's like, "Where's my coat? Pull the hood up." You're like, "Lester, you piece of shit."
For the listener, he knows that Malvo is waiting in his office building. And
as himself in his coat,
his wife,
so that when she walks in,
does honey, I think he literally says like, I pulled my back lifting up the luggage earlier. Could you go run into the office for me?
Yeah.
Here, wear my jacket.
Ridiculous.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Lester, or that
full well
Loren Malvo was
that when
waiting
she steps
inside
in that
for
door,
him.
Malvo's going to shoot.
Anyway, Lester, you piece of shit.
What a piece of shit. Favorite jokes?
Yeah.
Favorite moments, I guess, since this is it's a bit of a black comedy.
Not
could go either way.
Malvo's character, dentist character that he is portraying at the beginning, and we're watching the whole story, and he's aces, and he's talking, and his fiance says, "I'm gonna stick my whole thumb up your ass later," and he says aces. Like, I don't know, I just think that's a very funny exchange. I always laugh really hard at that. I think that's probably my favorite. That or Turducken, I think. Turducken might be a good one too, because I love anything Key and Peele. So those are mine.
Couldn't agree more. It's once again some offhand dialogue. Alison Tallman specifically says that Bill, who is Bob Odenkirk's character, is got like an accommodation or whatever, and says, quote, "For the record, I advised him against wearing a sword in that photo." That's a throwaway line.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful
stuff. Bob Odenkirk's character, who we have not really talked about because he is not in this episode except for like 2 minutes, I think.
Right.
Is such a jackass.
Yeah.
Is such a weepy, so easily manipulated jackass. And to the idea of him wearing a sword in his like police uniform, his dress uniform or whatever, is so fucking absurd.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
My name is Ben Hamlin. You can find me online at Ben C. Hamlin. Sufficient Dowels pretty much anywhere. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Infinity Break Gaming, Tuesdays and Fridays. And you can check out Parascience, our little road trip across the USA that involves a lot of ghosts. Oh, you know what? Hey, that's one more thing. I will say this show is so fucking like small town Midwest. Like, I mean, Lou's Cafe, like in general, is just like peak hole in the wall.
Oh, and the fact that they're drinking tall glasses of milk with like every meal as well.
Oh my God, for sure. That's dairy country, you know. That's right next to those the Wisconsin cheese farms.
Oh yeah.
But like that, it's perfect. Like hole in the wall restaurants. Like hell, Sam Hess's like warehouse in those first couple of episodes. Like it's so it is so suburban, so like that half rural small town bullshit. Just perfectly encapsulated. Again, the aesthetics of the Coen brothers are everywhere. Leslie, where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me on Twitter for now at Vanetti. Various other places at Vanetti as well. That's where you can find me if you want to hang out and talk about Fargo or anything else. I'm cool.
Hell yeah.
Come hang out with me.
Leslie, what was your favorite character that isn't in this season?
Mike Milligan.
Yeah, Mike Milligan. Once again.
Mike Milligan.
Talking about bouncing around the various seasons and going, oh shit, remember that? But like, remember when he takes out the pocket or the sleeve gun and shoots the dude that's dressed like an Undertaker?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Mike Milligan. Love him. What about yours?
No, it's Mike Milligan.
Ah!
Are you kidding me?
I mean, that's the best choice.
Yeah, also I really like Kieran Culkin as the shittiest younger brother of the Gerhardt family.
Sure. Oh, God, yeah.
Who dies.
Man, I'm going to have to rewatch all of these.
Yeah, who dies when Kristen Dunst plows into him outside of basically a Waffle House.
Yeah.
What a damn good show.
It's so good.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. This has been Syndicated with Lesley and Ben. We will be back with our first non-staff pick of the season. I can give you a clue, but, doesn't matter. Just one more thing. You know we're hopping right into Columbo, right?
I can't wait. Don't tell me. It's a secret.
We haven't told people what episode it is, mostly because our guest hasn't told me what episode it is.
It's fine. Maybe it'll be one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah. There's so many I haven't seen.
All right.
It probably will be one I haven't seen.
All right, folks. More money laundering and extortion and murder later. For now, this has been our episode on Fargo. Go watch the show.
Thanks so much. Yeah, it's a good one. Bye.
Bye.